Hi, I'm your host, Janice McLean-Deloge with the Entrepreneur's Edge TV. We had a great summer this year. We covered wow facts on Capitol Hill, the National Urban League's annual conference. We did the Trailblazers Symposium in Virginia, and we also did a little bit of Leaders Live in New York with such people as Donald Trump and Barbara Walters and Robert Redford. Very exciting conference. You know, the summer was wonderful, so I know we're going to have an amazing new season coming up, and we're going to start today at MedWeek in Washington, D.C. MedWeek is the Minority Enterprise Development Agency who actually does a conference every year. So come along and we're going to show you some of the wonderful speakers and all the wonderful information that we're going to share, and hope that it'll be a valuable resource to you. Stay tuned and we will be right back from MedWeek.
The recipient of the National Director Entrepreneur Award, Dosho.
I want to introduce you to a wonderful man who is a great entrepreneur. His name is Mr. Dosho Shifaro. So I'd like to say hello and thank you for talking to Entrepreneur's Edge TV today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, Mr. Shifaro, and your company, please?
Well, my company right now is called Dosho Design, D-O-S-H-O. You can find about it at dosho.com. And I'm invited here because Minority Business Development actually helped me do the business plan for my first company, which is Bowflex, which became...
Now, a lot of you guys know what that is. I'm going to let you tell us again, Bowflex. So when I say Bowflex, it immediately sparks, interest in people because they know what it is. So let's explain what it is.
Yes, and it's truly me that came up with the product called Bowflex, and it came as an accident. Serendipity was while I was doing a chair. This idea came to me. That was about 22 years ago. And the company I've grown became from Bowflex, actually used to be Dosho Design, then Bowflex Inc., then Direct Focus Inc., then Nautilus. I got out of Bowflex about 8 years ago, but I was still collecting royalty, and I own a lot of shares, so I made a lot of money.
So then you're okay, right?
I'm very okay, and now I'm on my actually third company, and I'm very happy, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're really glad that you are here, and I tell you, your invention, I've heard of it many times. In fact, I probably should have been using it. But anyway, tell us about your new company, and how has MedWeek and the Minority Enterprise Development Agency helped you in your business?
Well, Minority Business Development helped me in my former company. On this company, they're helping me expose myself and getting some network and getting some businesses from my network. My new company is dosho.com. I have 14 different patents. One of the biggest, the most exciting product I have right now is called the Windjector. If you can imagine a big 2 plates with a bar, and basically you move and through the wind, you get resistance from the wind. And I believe that's going to be the next hula hoop. It's going to be a worldwide product, and I'm so excited about it.
Did you have a background in health? Because I noticed that most of your products are health related. Did you have a background in that initially?
I did have a background in kinesiology and physical training, but mostly entrepreneurship and engineering. And I've been working out for a long time into fitness. So my concentration, my forte, so to speak, is mostly in industrial design.
I want to thank you so much for talking with me today and for sharing information with us. So thank you. And here with me I have another exciting guest that I know you'll love. His name is Mr. Kwame Jackson. A lot of you know him from The Apprentice, but he also is a business person in his own right. So we're going to say hello to Mr. Kwame Jackson.
Hello, Entrepreneur's Edge.
Thank you. And it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
You are doing big things, wonderful things. We are seeing you around a lot. Tell me a little bit more about your business and what you're doing today.
Yeah, sure. About a year and a half ago after The Apprentice, I turned down hundreds of jobs to start my own company. And not because it's the easiest road, but because of the road that I felt like I wanted to be on, which is going from being an employee to an employer and starting my own firm and beginning to build my own brand and my own platform. And so we started a company called Legacy Holdings. Legacy Holdings is a private investment firm. We do leverage buyouts, which is just buying and selling small operating companies. We also do real estate development and real estate acquisition. So Legacy Holdings, you can think of it as an umbrella, and then we have companies and divisions stuck under it. It's a startup firm. We're minority entrepreneurs looking for capital and deals and ideas like everyone else. I tell people all the time, I don't pretend to be anybody I'm not. I'm a startup entrepreneur. I got great ideas, great ambition, and we're out here trying to get deals done.
Yeah, and you came across very real even on The Apprentice, and I think, because I watched it, as I'm sure everybody did, you seem very grounded and very real, and I think that was a great quality for you, which probably gave you an edge in some way.
Thank you. I mean, I come from an environment, when I worked on Wall Street, where you under promise and over deliver, and the whole TV thing of telling Mr. Trump that or telling Mr. Trump this, and just to kind of sway people is just not the way that I've operated as a business person, and I think it leads to people once again. If you overpromise and underdeliver, that's never be the person you want to be known for.
What brings you to MedWeek this week?
I was a panelist for the Art of the Deal presentation. It was great. The inventor of Bowflex was there. There were some gentlemen from the finance industry, and it was a great panel talking about how to get deals done, how to redefine success, and really our panel concentrated on how minorities historically have had small visions of success. It's okay to have a $1 million company, a $10 million company, but when you start thinking in the B's, people start to question whether you're in reality or not. And so this is all about redefining success and what your expectations and aspirations could be.
If you could leave a bit of information or advice or one of your best pick tips with someone who wants to start their own business or in business and just want to move to another level, what would you give them? What advice would you give them?
Well, a couple of things. I'd tell them, one, to log onto my website. It's just kwamejackson.com, and they can see all the stuff that I kind of espouse. There's videos on there and stuff about my book, and so people can find out more about me and the way that I think. And then number two, I would talk to them about being a risk taker, that if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be somebody who relishes getting your teeth kicked in, picking them up off the floor, putting them back in, and asking for it again. And if you don't relish that, you need to stick with your 9-to-5 job, because being an entrepreneur is not easy. Someone made a joke when we were on the panel about serial entrepreneurs, obviously with the S, meaning, you start one business, then you start another, and you start another. And I said, no, it's not about being a serial entrepreneur. It's about being serial with a C, means as an entrepreneur, you're going to eat a lot of cereal. And if you're not comfortable eating a lot of cereal, you need to understand that it's not all gravy all the time, and that you got to really get out here and hustle, and no one's going to make that idea come true but you. And so that's what I would tell people, that it's difficult, it's hard, but you got to take that first risk. You got to believe in your vision, and you got to be diligent about your own success.
Kwame Jackson, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back.